apple butter, please, Miss Mary.
Well? Oh, Aunt Polly, supper ready yet?
Has been for some time.
Well, I'm late because of the Widder Douglas.
The Widder Douglas?
Yeah. See, I was on my way home walking past the Widder's house when all of a sudden I heard a scream and a yell for help from the top floor. What could it do? So I had her up there and see what was wrong.
And what was wrong?
And there she was, laying stretched out on the floor. Must have fell or something. Screaming and a hollering like she's gonna die. And a bone sticking right out of her leg.
Unlike Tom Sawyer, I won't have to trick you into reading this book. The story is kicked off by Tom showing off his personal traits. Along the way, Tom goes on crazy adventures like getting stuck in a cave. Tom meets who will become his best friend, Huckleberry Finn, and girlfriend, Becky Thatcher. Later on, Tom will find himself mixed up in a villain's business, wondering if he'll survive. Mark Twain married Olivia Clemens. They had 4 kids together. Growing up in rural Missouri, Twain loved to read. Mark Twain is not this author's actual name. His birth name is Samuel Longhorn Clemens. Twain is one of the best realistic fictional writers ever. Historical fiction, though, is what Tom Sawyer is. Give every day a chance to become the most beautiful day in your life. One of Mark Twain's most famous quotes. Tom is a 12-year-old orphan growing up in rural Missouri in the late 1800s. Tom goes on crazy adventures and is usually punished by his witch-like Aunt Polly. The main characters are Tom Sawyer, Huckleberry Finn, Aunt Polly, and Injun Joe. My favorite character is Tom. Many times while reading, I laughed at some of the stuff Tom would say. Tom is very brave and also very devious. My favorite part is when Tom and his 2 best friends, Huck and Joe Harper, sail up the Mississippi River to an island where they spend a few days living off the land. I like this part because it's wacky but also interesting. The message of this breathtaking book is to have people realize that some of the events in this book actually happened. And the USA was never a perfect place and still isn't. The reason I highlighted this paragraph, it's because Tom's best friend, Huckleberry Finn, his dad was the town alcoholic, so his dad never really cared for him and wasn't really ever around him. So Huck would have to find houses to stay at and find places to stay and find people who would feed him and stuff, and Huck had a really hard life. Mark Twain got his inspiration to write this novel to keep people on their feet and amaze them with his own stories, but new characters. I know you already want to read Tom Sawyer, but guess what? There's more from Mark Twain, including among the indigenous peoples among the Indians and other indigenous peoples, personal recollections of Joan of Arc, The Prince and the Pauper, and The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. I know I don't have to remind you because you probably have already made plans to go, but hurry, the library only has 2 more copies.
If you see a dog in the hallway or a dog with a skateboard, there's nothing to worry about. It is our friend Aubrey here to visit with Joan.
Seriously? You have to interrupt me for
and Aubrey's best friend,
Tom.
Officer Ford. Thanks so much, everyone.
I know I don't have to remind you because you already probably have made plans, but hurry, the library only has 2 more copies left.